This is a CBS News Detroit update.
Good morning, I'm Chris Ledeen. Here's a look at your top headlines on this Wednesday, July 24. Michigan's Democratic National Convention delegates have overwhelmingly voted to endorse Vice President Kamala Harris as their nominee in the 2024 presidential race. This comes days after President Joe Biden dropped out. Biden himself and other notable Democrats across the country have endorsed Harris. The Democratic National Convention takes place next month in Chicago. President Biden will speak to the nation from the Oval Office tonight. He's expected to talk about his decision to exit the 2024 race. You can watch that speech this evening on CBS Detroit and the CBS News app. It starts at 8 o'clock. The Department of Transportation has launched an investigation into Delta Airlines. The company has struggled to recover from last week's global tech outage that grounded planes around the world. While most U.S. air carriers have resumed normal operations, Delta has continued to cancel flights. Delta's CEO tells CBS News it could be Thursday or Friday before things are back to normal. People in the city of Melvindale are doing what they can to remember Officer Mohammed Saeed. He was shot and killed in the line of duty Sunday. Neighbors have tied ribbons around trees and poles. Some local businesses, like Westbourne Car Wash, are donating a portion of their proceeds to Officer Saeed's family. As for the man accused of killing Officer Saeed, he's being held at the Detroit Detention Center. No arraignment date has been set for Michael Lopez. About 38 hours after the shooting, Lopez was arrested at a home in southwest Detroit. Michigan State Police say a tip led them to Lopez. Investigators are reviewing that tip to make sure it qualifies for the $37,500 reward. The Detroit Police Department can now accept text to 911. It's another option for people to call and help when they need an emergency. The text should include your location and the nature of your emergency. You may also need to answer follow-up questions from dispatchers. People living in parts of Metro Detroit are cleaning up this morning after storms rolled through Tuesday night. Some of the hardest hit areas include Centerline and Warren. Heavy rains and gusty winds brought down trees and power lines and flooded streets and freeways. Right now, let's get our next weather forecast for this Wednesday. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning, Chris. Today we are warming up once again into the 80s. We'll have plenty of humid air to set the stage for some rain as we see a front approach. Once the front clears out, we'll actually start to cool down just a little bit, and we'll notice that humidity level going down as well. But we do have another chance for some heavier downpours that could lead to some localized flooding throughout the day. The coverage of rain going to 40% at about noon today, and then through the early afternoon. 83 will be the high, and we'll see a mix of sun and clouds at times, but more clouds than sun. There's the next weather futurecast showing just that. A good bit of rain coming through and some waves. We'll see it around that area of low pressure that's centered to our north, and a front that will eventually be pushing through. So by tomorrow, things look a lot better, but today, seeing that chance for some rain that could lead to some flooding, even some stronger wind gusts can't be ruled out as we heat up the atmosphere later in the afternoon. But tomorrow looking great with lots and lots of sunshine. We'll see highs today in the 70s and 80s, 83 in Detroit, 78 in Mount Clemens, warming to 76 in Pontiac, Ann Arbor at 77 degrees. Early in the morning tomorrow, temperatures in the 50s and 60s, 58 for Lapeer, 64 for Detroit. The next 7 days will show a lot of sunshine tomorrow and a slight cool down with a high of 80, 82 on your Friday. By Saturday, 84 degrees, all the way back up to near 90 for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, Chris. So the heat's coming, but for the next couple of days after today, we're looking great.
All right, let's enjoy that. That's a look at your headlines. We'll be back later covering stories that matter to you on air and streaming on the CBS News app and Pluto TV.